Good morning, students. Today we will start a new lesson which is cell cycle and cell division. As we all know, cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all the life forms. Whether the life forms they are unicellular, multicellular, microscopic or macroscopic, cell is the basic structural and functional unit present within the life forms. We also know even the multicellular organisms, if we consider, they have originated from a single cell. We have discussed in our case also that by the fusion of the sperm and the ovum, it results in the formation of a zygote, and which is a single celled structure, which is a unicellular structure. And afterwards, the different phases of the development do takes place, and then in our adult form we may say there are around about 10 to the power 14 cells or more than that. So how they have arisen? They have arisen from the single cell, through which cell is able to increase its number. So that is due to the reason behind, due to the process of the growth and reproduction of the cell. Means the cell, it grows also and it reproduces, means it divides and again redivides again and again to increase its number. So we can understand a cell, it first of all increases its cytoplasmic content, it grows in size, and then later on it divides into two daughter cells, because as the cytoplasmic content increases due to which it is able to control all the other activities, it divides into two daughter cells. Likewise, when this particular daughter cell, it will show in its next phase the cell growth, and again this daughter cell will divide into two daughter cells. So like this, the cycle continues again and again. So we can say growth and reproduction, they are the characteristics of cells, indeed of all living organisms. And during the process of cell division, DNA replication and cell growth also takes place. So we know within the nucleus, the genetic material is present which controls all the activities of the cell. So before the cell has to divide, it has to increase its the DNA content also, so that when the two daughter cells would be formed, it can have the set of the genetic material to control and to coordinate all the activities of the cell again in the next generation. So we can say cell cycle, it is an coordinated process in which all the events do takes place in a coordinated way, in a sequenced way. So Rudolf Virchow also do we have discussed that he proposed the omnis cellula e cellula, which stands for that all the cells arise from pre-existing cells. Mean to say, we may say these two cells, if we observe, they have arisen from the pre-existing ones. If we say these two cells here and these two cells they have arisen, then they have arisen from the pre-existing cells. Like that, the cells, they arise from the pre-existing cells. So we'll discuss about the cell cycle. As the cell division, it is a very important aspect in all living organisms. During the process of the cell division, the DNA replication as well as the growth of the cell do takes place, and all these processes, that is cell division, DNA replication and cell growth, have to take place in a coordinated way, and it has to also ensure that correct division and formation of the progeny cells. It should contain the intact genomes so that again when their turn comes they may again divide and redivide, thus forming and increasing the number of cells. So the sequence of the events by which a cell duplicates its genome and synthesizes the other constituents of the cell and eventually divides into two daughter cells is called as the cell cycle. The various phases in the cell cycle, they are genetically controlled. There are certain proteins also involved in this control mechanism and are called as cyclins and cyclin dependent kinases. So we can say the cell growth in the terms of cytoplasmic increase is a continuous process, and DNA synthesis also occurs only during one specific stage within the cell cycle. The replicated chromosomes are then distributed to the daughter nuclei by complex series of events during cell division. So these events are themselves under the genetic control. The duration of the cell cycle also varies in different cells and different species. The duration of the cell cycle is termed as generation time. For example, a bacterial cell, the duration of the cell cycle is of around 20 minutes, whereas in the case of onion root tip cell, it is of around of 20 hours. Like that, so the duration it varies from difference in the different cells and also in the different species. So we'll discuss about the phases of cell cycle. The cell cycle, it is divided into two phases, which are the basic two phases, interphase and M phase or mitosis phase. As the M phase, it represents the phase when the actual cell division or mitosis occurs, and the interphase represents the phase between two successive M phases. So we can consider that the M phase in the diagram, it is representing the phase when the actual cell division takes place. Suppose the cell, it has enlarged its cytoplasmic content and it is dividing mitotically. So this would be the M phase in which the parent cell, it divides into two daughter cells. So that is the mitotic phase. And whereas the interphase, it represents the phase between two successive M phases. So like that, again the cell which has been formed, it will again show the enlarge in its size, its cytoplasmic content, and do the synthesis, the replication of the DNA do take place. So in between the two M phases, so like that, afterwards this would be the another M phase. So in between these two M phases, that this one is the interphase. So this is the interphase which is representing the phase in between the two successive M phases. So we can say, if we are discussing about the 24-hour average duration of the cell cycle of a human cell, then it has been calculated around about the interphase, it lasts for about, we can say, or it takes around about 95% of the duration of the cell cycle, whereas the mitotic phase, it takes only 5% of the duration of the cell cycle. So we can calculate that the cell division, it lasts for only for about 1 hour, whereas the rest of the 23 hours the cell undergoes through the interphase, in which it prepares itself, it synthesizes the DNA, it replicates the DNA, and it get readies itself to divide it in the proper way. So as the interphase or the I phase, it is the phase between the two divisions or intermitotic phase when the cell is not dividing. And the phase is further divided into three subphases. Which one is the G1 phase or post-mitotic gap phase or first growth phase, the S phase or the synthetic phase, and the G2 phase or pre-mitotic gap phase or second growth phase. Suppose we may consider here a cell cycle. We can observe the cell is showing growth in its size, cytoplasmic content, and the replication of the DNA do takes place. So this is the interphase stage, and the cell, it then divides. So that is the mitotic phase. Again the cell, it get ready itself for the growth of the cell to takes place, followed by the replication of the genomes, and then again it divides mitotically into two daughter cells. So we may say this is the interphase stage, mitosis stage, again the interphase stage, again the mitotic stage. So we have discussed that interphase, it has been again divided into three subphases. The G1 phase, which is a subphase within the interphase, it is also called as post-mitotic gap. As we may consider, suppose this is a cell cycle. Here we may also mention that suppose G1 phase, S phase, and G2 phase. So G1 phase, it is coming after the mitotic division of the cell. So we can say it is the first growth phase in which the cell, it increases its cytoplasmic content and increase the DNA content for the further process of cell division. Whereas the S phase is the synthetic phase, where the synthesis of the DNA molecules that do takes place, as well as the other cellular structures which are responsible for the division process that do takes place. Then later on, the G2 phase it starts, which is the pre-mitotic gap phase. We can say just before the mitosis, the phase which is occurring is the G2 phase. So it is also called as pre-mitotic gap phase or second growth phase. So let us take a quick look regarding the events occurring at the different substages of the interphase. In the case of the G1 phase, as it is the first growth phase, means obviously this cell, if we are considering, this has also arisen through the mitotic division from the previous pre-existing cell. So the G1 phase, as we have discussed, it is the first growth phase or the first gap phase, or we can say post-mitotic gap phase. The cell at this phase is metabolically active and is preparing for the DNA replication. It also synthesizes small amounts of RNAs, ribosomes, proteins, etc. And as the S phase, it is the biosynthetic phase or replication of the DNA molecules or chromosomes do takes place here, and it lasts for about 6 to 8 hours. So during the S phase, the amount of the DNA also within the per cell, it doubles. However, there is no increase in the chromosome number. If the cell, it had diploid or 2n number of chromosomes at G1 phase, even after the S phase also, the number of chromosomes remains the same, that is 2n. In the case of animal cells, during the synthetic phase, the DNA replication begins within the nucleus, and the centroid also duplicates within the cytoplasm. During the G2 phase, proteins are synthesized in the preparation for the mitosis, where cell growth continues. So during the G2 phase, the proteins which are needed for formation of the spindle, asters, and the condensation of chromosomes, they are synthesized within the phase of G2. And whereas the synthesis of the DNA, it stops during the G2 phase. And after that, the G2 phase, the cell enters the M phase or the mitotic phase. Now afterwards, in the M phase, which is the actual phase of cell division, here we may consider that during the M phase, the parent cell divides into two daughter cells. Means the cell has already increased its cytoplasmic content and the nucleus has also been divided. So afterwards, the cell, the cytoplasm also, it divides into two daughter cells. So the cell division or cell reproduction is the process by which new cells are formed from the pre-existing cells. So through the process of the cell reproduction, we can say that the new cells which are formed, they are the result of the pre-existing cells. It is the stage when the duplicated cell components, they are also distributed to the two daughter cells. It consists of the two steps. The first step is the karyokinesis, and the second step is the cytokinesis. So as the karyokinesis, which means karyon means nucleus and kinesis means division. So first of all, the nuclear division that occurs first, followed by the division of the cytoplasm that follows the karyokinesis. So in the next class, we'll discuss about the M phase in details, the different steps. Till so far here, thank you. Have a nice day.